Welcome back to the channel. This is Honest Adonis 2. Michael Jordan and the Bulls ended 2 dynasties on their trip to their first ring. The Lakers and the Pistons. Jordan allegedly played plumbers. If you weren't on the team in 91, 92, or 93, you were a plumber, which means if you came to the team in 96, 7, or 8, you were a plumber. That means Dennis Rodman, you said it, bitch nigga. You said he played plumbers. Don't switch now. You said it. That means Ron Harper was a plumber. Ron Harper been in the league since 86. That means all those years he was a plumber. Luke Longley, another plumber. Steve Kerr, another plumber. These are guys who was in the league 91, 92, 93. They were plumbers. Kevin Garnett, plumber. Ray Allen, plumber. Shaquille O'Neal, another plumber. These are the bums you claim Michael Jordan was playing against. Now they're going to preface it, oh, you didn't play him in the finals. Why is the finals so important now? But the finals isn't important when it comes to Kobe Bryant. The regular season record is more important when it comes to Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. Everybody sees that discrepancy there. You're making excuses like a toxic woman would. She is going to make an excuse as to why she slurped on this dude's da-derp. It's your fault, as a matter of fact, that she did it. She's gonna make an excuse why she's sleeping with the next man. It's your fault, as a matter of fact, why she went off and did it. Now your mans is looking at you like it's your fault that you staying with this stupid bitch. In fact, she ain't stupid. She doing what she's supposed to do. She taking advantage of a dummy like you. Instead of listening to your boys, you want to argue with us. We'll just stop calling you. So I really want LeBron fans to understand, we're not friends. Don't talk to me in the comments I don't want to be your, listen, find your father, talk to your dad about sports. I know you love my OG energy. I know you love my fatherly energy. I know you do. But this is the thing you got to understand as a man, and your dad probably would have taught this to you. That's your energy. You don't gotta give it to this weird broad. Take your energy somewhere else. Because that's what she wants from you. Your energy. Not your money. Not your sex. She wants your energy. She'll give you sex. Sex don't mean that much to her. In exchange for your energy. And you picked that up from your toxic mother. There was no dad to even things out between you and her and how you was learning yourself and herself. Now, a LeBron fan will say this person was injured, that person was injured in regards to the Lakers in 91 and the Pistons in 91. To which I would say, weren't members of the 2016 Warriors injured? Wasn't Steph Curry hobbled? He had an ankle injury. Didn't Andrew Bogut and Draymond Green miss Game 5? Andrew Bogut didn't come back for the rest of the series. The next thing they'll say is, oh, who was Andrew Bogut? Well, Andrew Bogut is a member of, allegedly, the greatest team ever assembled. He's their rim protector. He started 66 games. That's the majority of the season. Now, all of a sudden, he's supposed to be nobody, and he was on that championship team in 2015. So 2 years running, back-to-back finals, Bogut was an essential part of the team. Now I'm supposed to, because you say, oh, it's whatever, I'm supposed to listen to that? Dude, I really can't listen to you. You're not a credible witness. I mean, you don't have the discernment to know that's not your kid. Your woman is pulling the wool over your eyes, and you arguing with your boys because your girl told you A, B, C, and D. You can't figure that out for yourself. You trying to come over here and tell me about basketball? I'm not trying to listen to you, dude. I love it when these guys say you a casual. I always retort with, and you're a professional, right? Because professional is the opposite of casual, and you're the opposite of me, right? Before they talk, I just keep hitting them. You's a professional and you ain't making $1 off of your craft. That's called a loser, my guy. Me being a casual, this is a hobby, right? I got a whole life outside of this internet shit. I got a wife, kids, mortgages, plural, car notes, plural. Shout out to my grown men in the audience who are straight thinking about renting out the back room because their son or daughter just left for college. I'm talking to those men. I can't really, LeBron James fan, take your word on anything except for some bitch ass shit. If I want to know how to do something like a bitch, a sniveling jelly-backed wimp, I'll come to you for that. Until then, I can't really listen to you, guy. Listen, I like doing these videos because I just like to kick it. But at the same time, none of what you complaining about erases LeBron James's 6 finals losses. Jordan and Kobe don't have nothing to do with his 6 finals. Kobe has a little bit to do with it because Kobe beat the guys that LeBron couldn't beat to get to the finals. We're a worse team than LeBron had. You can look at the record that LeBron's team had. You can look at the stats. You can look at their defensive rating. You can look at the front office and the management opposed to what Kobe had. But here's the thing. Kobe, Jordan, the Lakers, none of those guys be making these excuses and complaining. That's a new rule I'm throwing down. You don't get to use your new world Gen Z complaints on Generation X. You don't get to do that, dude, because we weren't allowed to complain. Fuck you, bitch niggas. We weren't allowed to complain in Generation X. We had to deal with it. You're allowed to complain because you're a bitch. You're soft. You're in touch with your feelings. We couldn't talk about our feelings. Straight up and down. Google that, little nigga. See how many dudes just had therapy at their disposal in the 80s and 90s. That was frowned upon within the black community. Therapy wasn't even called therapy. It was called a shrink. Y'all don't even use this term no more. So that's how I'm giving it up. You can't throw your weird ass excuses on my generation because Magic didn't say shit about being injured. He just dealt with it. We still not talking about Scottie Pippen being injured, Tony Kukoc being injured, Dennis Rodman being injured. Any one of them throughout the last three-peat. You know who wasn't injured? Michael Jordan. Here's another thing that seldom gets mentioned, but I think we all remember it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was injured in the finals and Magic Johnson took his place, got finals MVP. That's one of the reasons our generation doesn't complain about being injured. It's called perseverance. It's called overcoming adversity. And your generation doesn't do it because everything was handed to you. Granted, that's not entirely your fault that everything was handed to you, kids. 20, 30 years old, you's a kid. When I was 20, 30 years old, I was still a kid. Didn't have my head screwed on straight, was still building my empire. And that's what you should be doing as a LeBron James fan. Get out there and build your empire. Stop talking to me. I don't want to be your friend. We are distinguished grown men. We're not complaining about stuff that went wrong in our life. Our kids, family members don't know nothing about the stuff that's going wrong in our life. Somebody is on your team that's injured, you still got to make it, even though that person is injured. But really what it is, that's another excuse for you why you lost. It ain't that this person was injured. That's an excuse for you losing. But you would have lost anyway because you don't got the heart to win. You don't want winning hard enough. You want to win handed to you because you's a soft bitch. At the end of the day, LeBron, supposed to be the greatest ever, he was not able to stop Steph Curry from never getting a ring again. He was not able to stop Kevin Durant from never getting a ring again. He was not able to stop Kawhi Leonard from never getting a ring again. He was not able to stop the Spurs from never getting a ring again. Kobe started it in 2008. The Spurs didn't go back to the finals until 5 years later, 2013. You stopped them then, that's good. But then they stopped your three-peat. So the Mavs stopped your first three-peat and Tim Duncan stopped your second three-peat. This is stuff that happened to you. Kobe and Jordan got nothing to do with that. Why you keep bringing them up, you know what it is? It's because, oh, well, their failures are bigger than mine. Their failures are way worse than what I did. No. Kobe never said he was the greatest of all time. You said that while Kobe was alive still. Jordan told his comp, I'm better than you niggas playing today. He never said, I'm better than Oscar Robinson. I'm better than all these niggas who ever played. It put me in the 70s. I'd have did this to the... He didn't say that. We didn't talk like that in my era. As a matter of fact, for real, this is for my other channel. I think time did stop. They say 2012, time stopped. No. 2000 party over, it's out of time. 1999, Y2K, going into the year 2000, that's when time stopped. We going on 3 separate decades that we've been in the 2000s and everything has just meshed together. 90s is different from the 80s. 80s is totally different from the 60s. The 40s, the 30s, all of those decades are totally different from one another until you get to 2000. The only thing that's really changed is the technology. Having said that, now don't misunderstand what I'm doing as extending the olive branch. I hate you, LeBron James fan niggas. We've been enemies since preschool. I know this about you weirdo dudes. But I think that's why LeBron says, put me in the 80s, in the 70s, I would have did this. Because he thinks, all of these Gen Zers think all of those decades just meshed together. No. Every 10 years in America, shit changed. 60s was totally different from the 70s. 70s was totally different from the 80s. Bro, go all the way back to the 1800s. Probably to 1901. Matter of fact, probably after the Great Depression, the decade started to look a little different. These past 30 years, it's all just been the same. So in the defense of these Gen Zers, maybe that's why they believe, everything would have been the same back then. I would have been able to do this. First of all, you wouldn't have got the keys to no franchise as no black kid. And if you did, circa Moses Malone, because he's the first high schooler in the 70s, perhaps you would have. But there was way more invisible opposition. Your people wasn't opposing you. Anyway, that's my take. I'm sticking to it. Tell me what you think in the comments. And remember, if you think 80s, 90s basketball have to be concerned about injuries like your generation has to, then like LeBron in the finals, you lose again.